Reevaluating NATO's purpose and NATO's mission.
I actually am. I know this is crazy because most of, everyone who's my age, we grew up in NATO and thought NATO was a good thing. But as we look at the past, decade of some of the actions NATO has done as a group, as an organization, it is it's not the best, right? And it's causing things like BRICS to spawn up, and it really does feel like America is sitting on this fence of joining the empire of Star Wars or joining the rebels, which would be like BRICS. I think NATO is kind of like the empire that is just this weird World Economic Forum world. You will own nothing and you will be happy. I don't want to be teamed with that guy. I've seen Marvels. I know he's the crazy German hiding in trying to get the Tesseract and trying to break into it. I'm not on his team. Guys, you're going to want to roll yourself up one for this, or maybe pour yourself a tall glass, because Trump came out today and warned of World War III, thanks to the neocons and the deep state, and how they must be dismantled. Of course, the media is never going to share something like this or give this any type of airtime, especially with our next president coming in. We know the mainstream media hates him. They think he is not the greatest, even though we the people think he is the greatest. But I think this is a must listen and a share.
We have never been closer to World War III.
Never. And right now, when Donald J. Trump looked like he won, everything was great. But if you guys are watching what's happening in the back end, what the Biden and Harris administration are doing on their way out, it is anything but a peaceful exchange of power, because they are ruffling all the feathers in our foreign areas with NATO, Ukraine, and Russia.
Than we are today under Joe Biden. A global conflict between nuclear-armed powers would mean death and destruction on a scale unmatched in human history. It would be nuclear Armageddon. Nothing is more important than avoiding that nightmare. We will avoid it, but we need new leadership. Every day this proxy battle in Ukraine continues.
I think we will be getting new leadership. I definitely think new leadership is inevitable at this point here in the States.
We risk global war. We must be absolutely clear that our objective is to immediately have a total cessation of hostilities. All shooting has to stop. This is the central issue.
This guy, I thought he was supposed to be crazy and like out of pocket. This guy wants peace. This is the most anti-war president of my lifetime, like legitimately.
We need peace without delay. In addition, there must also be a complete commitment to dismantling the entire globalist neocon establishment that is perpetually dragging us into endless wars, pretending to fight for freedom and democracy abroad, while they turn us into a third world country and a third world dictatorship.
It's kind of crazy to call America a third world country. I mean, don't you kind of agree? It's a little crazy, but I mean, he's not wrong in the sense that, like, there's a lot of back-assward thinking and logic and politicians that are making rules that just make you scratch your head and you're like, what is going on? What is going on?
Right here at home. The State Department, the defense bureaucracy, the intelligence service.
It's like you go over to your uncle's house, or like your brother, you go over to a friend's house. You get ready to play some COD, some Halo, like a real game, right? And all of a sudden they put on Animal Crossing, and you're like, what the fuck? What are we playing here?
And all of the rest need to be completely overhauled and
Or worse, you want to go play like PUBG, and they put an Indus, or like Scarfall 2.
Constituted to fire the deep staters and put America first. We have to put America first. Finally, we have to finish the process we began under my administration of fundamentally reevaluating NATO's purpose and NATO's mission.
I actually am. I know this is crazy because most of, everyone who's my age, we grew up in NATO and thought NATO was a good thing. But as we look at the past, decade of some of the actions NATO has done as a group, as an organization, it is it's not the best, right? And it's causing things like BRICS to spawn up, and it really does feel like America is sitting on this fence of joining the empire of Star Wars or joining the rebels, which would be like BRICS. I think NATO is kind of like the empire that is just this weird World Economic Forum world. You will own nothing and you will be happy. I don't want to be teamed with that guy. I've seen Marvels. I know he's the crazy German hiding in trying to get the Tesseract and trying to break into it. I'm not on his team.
Our foreign policy establishment keeps trying to pull the world into conflict with a nuclear-armed Russia based on the lie that Russia represents our greatest threat. But the greatest threat to Western civilization today is not Russia. It's probably, more than anything else, ourselves and some of the horrible USA.
Ain't that the damn truth? We're over there pointing the finger at theoretically Russia. And if you have one finger pointing at Russia, you got three fingers, my friend, pointing back at you. And honestly, with a lot of our DEI and our this woke forced, rules, regulations, policy, the undertone that we have, it's definitely like we are getting in our own damn way.
Hating people that represent us. It's the abolition of our national borders. It's the failure to police our own cities. It's the destruction of the rule of law from within. It's the collapse of the nuclear family and fertility rates like nobody can believe is happening. It's the Marxists who would have us become a godless nation worshiping at the altar of race and gender and environment. And it's the globalist class that has made us totally dependent on China and other foreign countries that basically hate us. These globalists want to squander all of America's strength, blood, and treasure, chasing monsters and phantoms overseas while keeping us distracted from the havoc they're creating right here at home. These forces are doing more damage to America than Russia and China could ever have dreamed. Evicting this sick and corrupt establishment is the monumental task for the next president, and I am the only one who can do it. I'm the only one that can get the job done.
That's a crazy statement, but I kind of believe him when he says that.
And I know exactly what has to be done.
It kind of sounds like a Star Wars movie. I don't know if I have the strength to do it, but I know it needs to be done.
We are unified by our spirit that God made.
All right, Alex Jones plug.
And this is the genesis point of the new revolution of information.
Oh my goodness, and we're gonna take the fluoride out of the water so they can stop turning the frogs gay.
3%.
I'll tell you, that fucking guy is right about a lot of shit.
Alex Jones has been right a lot of times.
Alex has been right on for over a decade.
Fluoride, just like Alex Jones was saying, not good. It's crazy.
It's not good. Not good. Lowers your IQ supposedly, and apparently it's turning the freaking frogs gay.
And BlackRock, they've declared war on us, and we accept the challenge. We're taking the country back.
Rock on, brother.
AlexJones.net.
Jones Network. You're going to find any has been put in nanobox to support their operation.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, we gotta have the plug there at the end. Okay. We're gonna end it. We're gonna kind of wrap it up with this. It is crazy that Trump's statement of like he thinks he's the only one that can do this. I kind of agree with him. I don't think there's any politician right now who's in a position to make as much change as he is. You can't deny the fact that Trump has the ability to rally a lot of people around him for better or for worse, and I think this time much better with Tulsi being in basically the National Intelligence Agency, kind of auditing our own central and abroad agencies at large. We got Vivek and Elon with Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. We got RFK with literally our new head of health, which is amazing. I'm loving this. And I'm looking very forward to see what America becomes over these next 4 years, because I don't think I've ever felt this optimistic, even back in 2016. I don't think I've ever felt this much optimistic about positive change actually happening. But if you guys like the way the words are flowing out my mouth, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, please like the video, share, subscribe. I'm reacting to all the stuff I see on the internet, whether it be in gaming, anime, sports. And with that said, my challenge for you today is to make somebody laugh, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.